Malaysia is one of Southeast Asia's most underrated dive destinations. With its rich biodiversity, warm waters and a mix of world-famous and lesser-known dive sites, it's a paradise for scuba divers of all levels. But before you grab your dive mask and your fins, there are a few important things that you should really know that could make or break your trip. Hi all of you awesome scuba divers out there, welcome to the Scuba Diving Magazine channel, your favourite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews. Yes, today we are looking at some tips and advice if you're planning a trip in Malaysia, so you're not surprised when you get there. Malaysia's diving scene is split into two main regions. You've got Peninsular Malaysia's eastern coast and the waters off Malaysian Borneo. Each area offers a very different experience. On the east coast of the peninsula side, you'll find popular islands like Tioman, Redang and the Perhentians Islands. These sites are known for their very easy access, quite calm conditions and generally shallower reefs, making them ideal for beginners and casual divers. However, this region is quite seasonal. Most of the dive resorts tend to close down between November and February due to the northeast monsoon. So the weather gets quite strong, the waves get quite high, so you'll want to plan your trip between April and October if you're diving that side of Malaysia. Over in Borneo, diving is a year-round affair. This is where things get wild though. The island of Sipadan, for example, is often ranked among the best dive sites in the world thanks to its very steep walls, swirling barracudas and turtle traffic jams. Just nearby, Mabul and Kapalai offer some of the best macro diving in the region. If you're into your critters like your frogfish, the ghost pipefish or flamboyant cuttlefish, this really is your playground. And if you're the adventurous type, something like Layang Layang, which is an atoll in the like South China Sea, even offers the chance to see some spawning hammerheads, though it does take a bit more effort to get there. But as far as seasons go, it's all round, or all throughout the year. It just depends where you're going. One thing that catches many divers off guard is the permit system at certain dive sites. If you want to dive at Sipadan, for example, you'll need a permit, and they're limited to like 180 so permits a day. These permits aren't something that you can just rock up and just pick up on arrival. They're actually allocated to individual dive resorts. Each one gets a certain number of permits per day, and operators in the area and competition is just fierce, especially during the high season, to get these permits. So booking early is essential. Even booking early isn't a guarantee of getting a permit. In many cases, you actually need to commit to staying and diving for several days with a particular operator to be eligible for a Sipadan slot. So if Sipadan is on your bucket list, make sure that that is your center of travel. As far as planning, you're going to spend a lot of time there. That's going to bump you up the rankings, so you're more likely to get a permit. Malaysia's waters are warm, generally ranging from 27 to 30 degrees Celsius throughout the year, so most divers are going to be comfortable in a 3mm wetsuit or even just a shorty, or maybe even a rash vest for shallow or short dives. Visibility can vary by region and by season as well, but on a good day, you're going to get 20 to 30 meters of viz. You'll encounter a stunning range of marine life, from massive green turtles and reef sharks to tiny nudibranchs and harlequin shrimp. Borneo's dive sites tend to offer more dramatic encounters, like large schools of fish and deep walls, whilst peninsula sites are great for relaxing reef dives and exploring coral gardens. Whether you're a big animal enthusiast or a macro hunter, Malaysia delivers. Before you go, make sure that your gear is up to task, make sure it's all serviced properly and it's all in working order. Whilst most dive centres have decent rental equipment, it's always best to have your own like mask, dive computer and your DSMB as well, especially if you plan to dive in deeper or drift prone areas. Some sites like Barracuda Point and South Point can have very strong currents, especially along the walls. Drift dives here are very normal. You're often dropped at one end and then picked up by a boat at another end of the reef. Reef hooks aren't usually required. You don't see too many of them, but a DSMB is strongly recommended. Dive guides tend to prefer gentle drift techniques, and if the current is strong, they'll typically drift just the entire dive rather than ask you to hook in. So good proficiency with a DSMB is better and more important than bringing a reef hook. Getting to Malaysia is relatively straightforward, with major airports in Kuala Lumpur and Kota Kinabalu acting as gateways to the dive regions. Domestic flights are very frequent and affordable, but some islands, especially Layang Layang and Sipadan, require additional travel by boat or charter. Travel insurance that covers diving is of course highly recommended, and check if your destination has access to a hyperbaric chamber, just in case. Whilst English is widely spoken in tourist areas, learning a few words in Malay can go a very long way in showing some respect and building some rapport with your dive crew. Malaysia is a true gem for scuba diving, very diverse, very accessible, and often less crowded than neighbouring hotspots like Thailand or Indonesia. Whether you're logging your first open water dives or you're chasing hammerheads in remote atolls, Malaysia has something for you. So plan well and plan well ahead. Book early and respect the ocean, and your Malaysian dive trip will be one to remember. If you found this helpful, then hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments where you're planning to go diving next. And of course, check out Malaysia's YouTube channel where you can see all of the awesome stuff that you can get up to in Malaysia. I'll pop links in the description and up in the corner of the screen for you to follow. That's it for this video. If you have any other tips or tricks about diving in Malaysia, then pop them down in the comment section. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.